All right. So first, congratulations on your dominant win last Saturday. Even though there was no finish, I know you were a bit bummed about that. Congratulations. I thought it was a good performance.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, like you said, I'm definitely bummed there was no finish. That broke that record. I never went to a decision in the UFC so far, and that was my 8th fight. So I'm upset that that's my first time, but hopefully I'll be back with a finish next time.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that fight. I felt the finish. It could almost have happened in round number 3, but she was very, very defensive. We'll talk about it a bit later. But I wanted also to congratulate you on the black belt, on your
Oh,
black
thank
belt
you.
in
So
BJJ.
yeah, that honestly probably means more to me than the win. It just means the world that finally Dean recognizes me as a black belt, and it's just the beginning though. There's levels to this, so I'm still just growing every single day.
Yeah, for sure. And you start BJJ with him when you were 16, right?
Correct. Yes.
So it's been like almost 7 years, a little bit more. No, 8 years, right?
Yeah, almost 9. Oh, I guess 9 to 10 years in the middle of that. I'm 25 now. I'm getting up there.
So did you guys celebrate anything when you had your black belt? Were you in Abu Dhabi when it happened?
Yeah, I was it was my first day out of quarantine up in Abu Dhabi. So I had to take a COVID test in Florida, fly to Las Vegas, take a COVID test there, do a 24-hour quarantine, then fly to Abu Dhabi, take another 2 COVID tests, do a 48-hour quarantine. And then my first day that I was released, Dean texted me and told me, hey, I have something to give you. And I was like, are we training? Like, that's all I'm thinking about is I'm just trying to get work in. And he was like, no, I just have something to give you. And I went up there, and that was when he presented me with my black belt. So we didn't celebrate then. We still had the fight coming up. I believe I was a week and a half, 2 weeks out then. So that was just the main focus. So we celebrated with hitting pads later that night.
So were you in Abu Dhabi 2 weeks before your fight?
Correct. I believe I was there for 20 days total. Just because Dean went out there like a month ago, probably now. He went out there for Dana White's looking for a fight, just so they could film and things like that. So I did the last 2 weeks of my camp by myself and at home, and then the next 2 weeks I flew out to Abu Dhabi so I could just finish up my camp.
So when you fought Courtney Casey earlier this summer, it was in Las Vegas, but you were still kind of like in the same situation with the pandemic. Was your fight week in Abu Dhabi different than the one you had in Las Vegas?
I guess just more COVID tests. That's really it. It was a little bit more of an isolated situation where in Vegas, I believe we had 2 COVID tests all week, and it wasn't as strict, but in Abu Dhabi, I think I had 10 total being there for 20 days. So Wow. It was definitely a lot stricter, and yeah, it was just, I guess the same scenario when you're walking in the cage. No matter what, it's just you and the other girl, and then with no fans, it's the same kind of situation.
And also between those 2 fights, you took part in Submission Underground in Portland. Yeah. And how was the process there? Did you stay for a week, or did you just survive a few days before the competition?
I flew out there the day before and then flew out the next day. So I think I was out there for a 1 day total, 1 full day, and then like a half of 2 days. So yeah, I didn't really spend a lot of time out there, but it was an awesome opportunity being able to compete. I'm trying to stay as active as possible, even if I don't have fights coming up. So any type of jiu-jitsu competition that comes up, I'm going to try to take that opportunity, because I feel like it's important to get yourself in that kind of mindset, the fight time mindset, where you have to go in front of a huge crowd or, huge audience that's viewing it, and you have to go out there and perform against somebody that you don't know their skill set, you're not used to them, and it's a nerve-wracking situation in general. So as much as you can get used to that, I feel like you should expose yourself to it.
How much did you know about Amanda before you rolled with her at Submission Underground?
I had watched her previous matches at Submission Underground, but that's about it. She has 2 matches other than that. Yeah, I feel like she's really good at the EBI overtime positions, which I guess doing these jiu-jitsu competitions, it's not really my main focus to be drilling jiu-jitsu necessarily. I'm still focused on the UFC and focused on MMA. So it's just different worlds, So I guess just different situations. She definitely felt more prepared in the jiu-jitsu scenario.
Yeah, I thought it was a good competition. I liked it. I know you didn't win that one, but I thought there was a lot of good things from it. So I like that performance. I know you must be disappointed not to beat her, but she's very, very good also.
Oh yeah, she's definitely a top-notch black belt, and like I said, from the EBI position, I feel like she's got it on lock.
And so, see, that was late August, right? That
Uh,
like like 2 months ago almost.
I'm like, I actually have no idea. I'm not sure. I think it was.
Because I was surprised that you bounced back so quick. Because so you fought Courtney Casey like in late June, then you had this one, and when you accept your fight with Poliana Botelho, did you watch her before? Did you know who she was?
I had watched some of her fights previously. I didn't really watch too much of her until I did get the matchup, and I guess I knew what to expect going in there. We knew she was gonna come out strong and hard, and I even told Dean when I went back to the corner the first time, I'm like, she's definitely strong. But she fades through the fights every time. She starts getting gassed, and especially if it's a grappling kind of matchup, she just can't keep up with that. So we knew that the deeper water I dragged her into, then it would be more my fight.
Yeah, you felt that the round number one might be a bit tough, and then 2 and 3 will go your way probably if you get your grappling going.
Oh yeah, 100%. We knew she was even able to get up after my first takedown attempt. So the fact that she was able to do that honestly surprised me how strong she was there. And she was she's definitely very strong, but muscle fades and technique doesn't.
Yeah, actually, I remember when I saw your stare down with her at the weigh-in, or maybe at the press conference, I forgot. But I was like, oh, she's much bigger, at least taller. She felt bigger than you. And I was like, I wonder how much Gillian Wrestling gonna work skills over physique. And in the first one, while she was still fresh, she actually had good takedown defense and good balance. When you stay, I think the second takedown, you went for a single leg, and she had like good wrist control, and you guys kind of stay static for like a second because she had like good balance on one feet. Were you surprised at this point that she had good wrist control and balance?
I was definitely surprised that she was able to stop the takedowns, but no matter what, it just opened up more opportunities for me. Because right after that, I know I was able to break off, and I got a little Stockton slap off right there. So I was happy with that. But yeah, she was definitely strong coming out there, but we expected that. We knew we were ready for that.
The last two times we talked together, we often talk about your striking, and she might be one of the best striker you faced so far. And you felt pretty composed on the feet with her. I know she landed a few big kicks, but apart from that, you felt very, very relaxed on the feet. Did you feel improvement from your part also on the feet?
Oh yeah, ever since I've been working personally more with Dean Thomas, like I work with him twice a day, every day now. And just having that one-on-one attention with him, I've seen myself grow exponentially. So it's like I feel like if we look back at like my Macy Barber fight, I was too anxious to get that fight to the ground. Like I need to get it to the ground because I didn't feel comfortable on my feet. But now I'm not like that anymore. I'm definitely a lot more comfortable, a lot more relaxed, and it makes my takedowns a lot better because I can pick my shots now.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Because every time we watch you fight, we're always rooting for you. So we're always watching, hoping that things will go well. And I was like, oh, compared to like maybe 2 or 3 fights ago, you don't feel, as anxious as you mentioned to get that takedown to shoot. And so if I don't have it, I will be in trouble. And actually, it makes your wrestling almost better because you don't have that stress. If I don't have it, I will get nervous and stiff. And
Oh yeah, we're just making me into a complete mixed martial artist now. So I feel like I've really seen myself evolving and growing, and it's satisfying. I finally see myself moving up in the ranks, and I know that I'm going to be ready for that next matchup when it comes.
And so, did you feel after the first one that there was a way you could catch one other kick? That would be something that would happen to take her down. I mean,
I guess I don't know. I don't really think too much in the fight. A lot of it's just off of feeling. So I know that whenever the second round I ended up getting her down, it was my mouth guard fell out, and she just got a little bit like overexcited because I made a poor mistake and went to go. I was like, oh, let me pick it up. Then I was like, oh wait, I'm getting kicked. So I feel like she got a little bit overexcited, and that's what got me my takedown there. But other than that, yeah. I don't know. I just felt comfortable, and I felt like they were gonna come to me no matter what.
Yeah, I was wondering if the kick that you mentioned, if it landed clean or did something you were hurt or not at all.
Oh no, there was I believe 2 leg kicks that she landed that I'm still kind of feeling. But other than that, I'm pretty much fine. Honestly, my worst injury right now is mat burn. Both my knees are just tore up from the mat.
Yeah, I saw that during the fight that your knees were a lot of bad burn. And you know when she kicked you and you take her down, the her coach they were furious. I don't know if you heard during the fight or maybe you focus so much you don't hear, but they were furious because they did not wanted her to kick without jabbing before or to hide the kick a little bit. And I know you fought uh, also when you fought Casey there was no audience. Was it? Did you feel the same? Did you get used to have no fans in the audience? No fans in the near the cage.
Yeah, I honestly I love that scenario of fighting with no fans. It just makes it's like another day in the gym. There's no extra nerves or there's no extra influences on the outside. You just go out there and just fight your fight. And I've had the most fun these last 2 fights, honestly. And it might just be me getting a little bit more comfortable in the cage and growing into this. But I feel like the no fans definitely helps too.
Yeah, it's probably a mix of things, but yeah, it seems like it. And actually, it was fun for us, the fans, to watch and to hear she was breathing very, very heavy on the last 2 rounds. Were you surprised by your one game?
Um, no, it's like I guess I know where I was going. I just felt like she was very defensive a lot of the times, where it opened up my ground and pound. It made it so I was able to get more strikes off. But like every time she started giving her back to me a little bit, I would hear her corner go crazy. They would start screaming at her because they know exactly what I'm going for. So I just felt like it was a little frustrating with her being so defensive.
Yeah, because you know, pre-fight she wasn't like being disrespectful, but she was like, yeah, I think I can handle Gillian's grappling because she said she rolled with black belt with her. I was like, yeah, I'm curious about that. And actually, when once you got your first takedown in one number late in round number 1 and the rest of the fight, I was very surprised or shy and or timid she was on the ground to not try. You know, remember when you fought Sarah Frota, who was also tall and she has a
Mhm.
lot of experience in BJJ, of course. I thought it would go a bit like this, and I felt she was very defensive, as you mentioned. So, were you surprised or easily you could switch from your half guard to the side control?
Um, I get that's my world. Once I hit the ground, I feel like it's easy to. I'm always just shooting for the mount. Usually, shooting for like a knee on belly mount position because I want to get into a good striking position. I want to be able to do damage to her. So yeah, I'm just good at. I feel like that's my world. That's all I practice. I'm drilling that 2-3 times a day. Just making sure that I get all the little fine techniques down. So it makes it so it's easy. Like I wasn't tired at all by the end of the 15 minutes because I'm going out there and I'm making smart decisions and making the fight easy for me.
Yeah, you didn't look tired at all. You look very fresh compared to her. And actually, when you start from half guard, you were already almost in position like if you were in side control, walking on the other leg and the other part of her body. You did the same thing against Sarah Frota. Was it just because of the typical matchup, like the size there, or is it just the way you like to progress from half guard to side control?
Yeah, that's just the way I like to progress. Honestly, I try to put as little pressure on the mat as possible. I try to stand on my opponent and just put all my pressure on top of them and make them carry me. Because the more I'm posting my hands on the mat or posting my feet on the mat, that's more pressure on the mat and not on my opponent.
Oh, great insight. That's nice. And yeah, I remember that your top control was very, very good in that fight.
Oh, thank
Courtney
you so
Casey,
much.
she said the same, Courtney, that you felt like what is the word? Like a bed sheet, like almost like a cover, you know, like she cannot get away from you. And
Uh,
I felt yeah. Do you think that's a corner that told her not to go to like 4 point position because she tried to explode, and of course that's what you're waiting for. And I felt she knew that if she'd done that, it would be game over. And that at the end of the fight, she had the choice between taking all your elbows and your punches or to just quit, and she didn't at least.
Yeah, I feel like her coach, every time she tried to do that, go to her back, like give me the opportunity to get to her back, her coaches would just start screaming and screaming, and then she'd just go back down and let me mount her. Because that was really the only 2 options she had. And just lay there, be defensive, get punched in the face, or give me your throat. So I felt like I was constantly looking for the finish, just constantly. I'm just upset I didn't get it, you know?
Yeah, that's why I think you're gonna have some TKO victories soon, maybe more than submission, because more people they're gonna know that you just cannot go to that position against you because in the heartbeat they're gonna get choked out. So I think you're gonna have some TKO's victory soon?
My goal is to be dangerous from anywhere. I want to be able to, no matter where I am, girls are going to be scared of me. So if we're on the feet, if we're wrestling, if I'm on top, or I could be on my back and guard, I want you to be scared. I want you to always be defending. So that's just the goal we're trying to reach.
And when you work on your ground and pound, do you work really only from, not only, of course, but like massively from full mount, or do you like the three-quarter mount, or like even half guard, or do you really like to secure the position and then go for the ground and pound? Because when you go for submission, you kind of like not don't care, but you kind of like go for the choke before the hooks sometimes. But when it comes to ground and pound, you like to secure the position first.
Yeah, I'm always trying to get in good punching positions before I throw my strike. So ideally what we drill is a lot of knee on belly or mount position to throw my strikes from. But I haven't really displayed the knee on belly as much in fights. I feel like I still need to get a little bit more comfortable with that. But it's all skills we're working on. And like I said, I'm trying to make me lethal from everywhere. So anywhere I can get off good power punches, that's where I'm trying to be.
And so I know you want to win all your fight by finishes, right? The best possible. And it's easy to say because I was watching on my TV, but do you feel if you had just landed a few flurry in one number three, he was close to stop the fight at some point? I don't know if you watched, but at some point he stepped in and stepped out just after.
I've honestly been going back and forth with that about myself. Like, there's things that you think after the fight, and there was points where like the ref started yelling, and I feel like she would just start to move then. She would just do a little where I had to go back to controlling a little bit more instead of throwing punches. Like, she was still giving that little bit effort every time the ref gave me a warning. I believe he said I think he said it twice where he told her that she needed to work more. So yeah, I guess I go back and forth with myself. I'm like, would it have been right to flurry more, or was she gonna get up? Was she gonna move? But should I have went back to control? But yeah, that's definitely something I've been thinking about with myself.
But that's something that I'm very impressed in your fighting style is how good you are with wrist control and elbows from the top position. And you know, I know how you train ground and pound, like with a wrestling dummy, you know, on the ground, and you can work on your ground and pound. But how do you work the wrist control when it comes to striking in training? Because you cannot hurt your training partners like this.
Dean always tells me, he's like, if you win the grip battle, you win the fight. So grip battling is a huge part of what we do, and that's all we're working on, is making sure that we're opening up. So we're not just wasting energy just throwing strikes and hitting our arms the whole time. We want to make sure that we're doing damage every time that we're putting energy into a punch.
Yeah, that's very. I told you last time. Every time I watch you fight, I see shades of Dean Thomas years ago. So that system that you guys have together is getting much better and much better. It's very impressive to watch.
Oh, that's the biggest compliment you could give me, is saying that I look like him.
Because you know, Poliana, she wasn't ranked, but she's still like a very difficult matchup. She's big. She's pretty dangerous striking, and I think she was like you. She had trouble finding opponents for a long time for that reason. So I don't know if you saw in the rankings, you ranked number 12 now.
Yes.
And actually the person you call out is 15. So do you still want to fight Antonina Shevchenko?
I definitely feel like it's not as an attractive matchup now that I am ranked higher than her. I would take the matchup if they offered it to me. The only reason I called her out is because she denied me a couple months ago. So I knew that she was ranked above me, and I was hoping that if I put her on the spot there, called her out on the big stage, I'd be able to get that matchup.
That would be a good idea to beat the little sister also of the champion, right?
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. I feel like she's the stepping stone, then Valentina will be the next one.
Is there like some matchup in your division that you're looking for, like that are booked already, fight that you're looking for to watch?
I believe all the girls that are ranked above me are matched right now. So yeah, there's a lot of good ones in the division. One that I was looking forward to that unfortunately isn't happening was the Calvillo and Lauren Murphy. Cynthia Calvillo and Lauren Murphy. I felt like that would have been an awesome fight, awesome matchup. So hopefully we can see that one in the future.
I was gonna ask you that because I think it's 2 times that you and Lauren Murphy, you almost fight on either the same night or like the same weeks. You kind of like the same agenda. So it's like, oh, maybe that's a fight that can happen soon, whether she wins or she lost. No, Saturday.
Lauren's a tough matchup, but I would love to share the cage with her.
She was on Ultimate Fighter with you, right?
Correct, yes.
Did you train with her?
I I believe we grappled together once, but that was about it. We didn't really get to work together too much.
Because she felt like one of the most experienced flyweight in that division. She's been around for a long time, and she feels very, very strong for a flyweight, actually.
Oh yeah, I definitely feel like she's overlooked in the division. I've always looked at her as one of the toughest girls, like one of the toughest matchups out there. So yeah, I definitely feel like she's a tough opponent.
Yeah, she is. I don't know who she's fighting Saturday because she was supposed to fight Cynthia Calvillo, right?
Yes, correct. They found some just random replacement. I'm pretty sure they
Okay.
signed some girl for her. I don't know who it is though.
Because you fought Calvillo too before.
Correct. I fought Calvillo on the like regional pro scene, and I fought her on 5 days notice. So that's one that I've always wanted to get back, definitely.
Yeah, that's the fight I was gonna mention for you next. I don't know if she would take it, but it will be great to be able to revenge that one because she's got a name, but at the same time she's not that proven in the UFC. Like I don't know why she's that high in the rankings and everything. And but I don't know what happened with that fight, why she's not fighting, but I feel it would be great for you to face someone who's ranked super high. It was also great on the ground. It will be for sure fun to watch and to test yourself also.
I definitely look forward to that matchup, but yeah, I got 11 other girls ahead of me, so I'm trying to work my way up there. So if I got to fight all 11 of them, I'm going to take every single matchup.
Yeah, you said it's a process, right? One after one.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, if you beat everyone, you'll be the champ eventually. And I was wondering, did you see Justin Gaethje during your time in Abu Dhabi? Was he there when you fought?
I saw him for maybe a split second, but we weren't allowed to talk to each other because he hadn't been cleared for the COVID test yet. He was still in his quarantine period, and I was getting my hair done for my fight, and he knocked on the window and waved, but that was about our only interaction.
Yeah. I'm sure you're gonna watch the fight Saturday, right?
Oh yeah. I'm definitely gonna watch the fight Saturday. I'm super hyped. I feel like Justin has this.
Because the first time we talked together, it was maybe a few days before his fight with Tony Ferguson back then. And the Justin that fought Tony, well, is much different than the one that you knew who fought like Michael Johnson or like Eddie Alvarez. And do you think his style now for Habib is really the best time to beat Habib?
Yeah, I feel like stylistically this is the perfect matchup for him, and I've always thought Justin would be the one to take down Khabib because it's just like I said, stylistically he's got great wrestling. I think every time he's been taken down, he gets right back up. Like he doesn't have nobody's ever controlled him on the ground. And then obviously his striking, he just going in there to kill, throwing bombs.
Yeah, and he's looking more sharper and sharper every fight. I know with his coach Trevor Whitman, they look so good. And
yeah, Trevor's another guy who he's just that next level brain. He's a mastermind.
Just a quick question: do you think what Justin should do is to move forward and push and go to the body against Habib, or should he let it come and just slip his punch and counter him, but let him come, just making sure you don't get your back to the fence, but still staying on the back foot a little bit?
I guess honestly, I feel like a good approach would be cautiously walk it, still forward pressure, but cautious, because you always know the takedown's going to come. You know what he's trying to do, but just got to keep your back off the fence too.
Yeah, like I've been back and forth in that fight for months. I don't think there's like a bigger fight that I wanted to watch this year in MMA than Habib Gaethje. So it's going to be great. Do you have some teammates that are fighting soon?
No, my only teammate really right now is Jose Shorty Torres.
Yeah.
So he just fought 3 weeks ago, I think now. And I believe his next fight's in December for Brave CF. So he's still got a couple months. But yeah, that's my only teammate at the moment.
So what's the plan? Do you want to take some time off, or do you want to fight as soon as possible again?
Oh, as soon as they give me the call. I'm already back to training this week, so I'm just waiting for the call.
Did you took a day off, at least 1 or 2?
I took travel days. That's about it. Other than that, I was back to shadow boxing at least. Like I said, my knees are so torn up, so I can't do any type of jiu-jitsu. But I'm back to shadow boxing and moving around now.
No, that's great. That's great. And I was wondering, when you So now you've been training with Dean Thomas only for like the last two fights, right? Yeah, two fights. And did
Yes,
you
correct.
feel any difference, the fight not being in your former gym and just being more in like, you know, it feels more like a family now that you're like guys are like just 5 or 6 training all
Uh,
together?
I guess I just feel more relaxed going into fights because I know I'm 100% prepared. Where obviously ATT has great training partners, but Dean Thomas was really my only coach who really looked after me while I was there, and he was spread so thin. So he could work with me maybe twice a week or 3 times a week, and now I'm working with him twice a day, every single day. So it's just made such a huge difference to have somebody watching over me and making sure that everything's going right in my preparation for the fight. So when I walk in there, I don't have a single doubt in my mind that I'm not ready. I know that I came in there prepared, and the best girl is going to walk out.
And actually, when he moves out of Florida to help like Tyron Woodley or other fighters, you follow him sometimes?
Oh yeah, me, Dean, and Shorty lived in Tyron's gym for 3 weeks during Tyron's camp. So Shorty had a couch, I had like blow up sleeping mattress, and yeah, we just camped out in Tyron's gym. So it's like we're down for the ride, and we're gonna travel, and we're just gonna get work where we can right now. But having Dean watching over both of us has just made all of the world of a difference.
That's great. And did you have a good experience there? Did you train with other person there that are like near your weight class?
Yeah, I actually got to work with Kelly D'Angelo. She fights for Invicta. So she was great work for me. In Florida, there's a couple gyms that we travel to just getting different training partners, different looks. So we're ready for anything.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, you must feel much different than American Top Team. Like I know it's a great gym. I like American Top Team a lot, but it feels like a huge industry where there's like so many fighters, and then you just never stop, right?
Yeah, and it's like there's 10 coaches to 100 fighters. So they can only do so much for each fighter.
Yeah, I see. So, well, who is there is Dean Thomas, but who are the other person in your corner when you fight?
Dean's the only one in my corner.
All right, do you think you will stay like this?
Oh yeah, 100%. At the end of the day, I'm walking in there by myself. I need to be able to make my own decisions, and anybody at a championship level it should be making their own decisions in the cage. So he trusts me to make my own decisions. You'll hear Dean talk during my fights, but not a lot. He only says things when when he feels like he needs to say them. Other than that, he lets me fight my own fight. And ideally, he wants to walk in there and just have to give me water and let me do what I want to do.
Yeah, I remember when I talked to him, he told me that he never felt he could corner someone if he doesn't know the person on a deeper level. Not only the skill, the fighting style, but how the person react to pressure, anything. And that sometimes when he was working with the farmer gym, they will ask him, "Oh, can you corner this guy this weekend?" He was like, "What? But I don't even know him." And he always said that sometimes people in the corner they give too much instructions, like there's too many words. It'll be like if you direct, you know, if you're like a director and you tell something to an actor, if you give him too much, he will don't understand, he will be confused. And he always felt he only says, just keep going. Like because most of your fights are going your way also.
Yeah, and it's like I listen to my opponent's corner the whole time that we're fighting. So if you're sitting there giving instructions the whole time, then I'm like, all right, this is what she's gonna do. It gives me something to look out for. So if he just lets me go and I fight my fight, then we can get the job done faster.
And I know you were very happy when you get when you cut. I forgot to do what there was a fight where you cut someone, and you were very happy about it. And you gave her a big boost to Botelho. She had like her eye was sweat up bad, and there was that shot again between the rounds. But you were smiling. You can see your masterpiece, and there she had the eye like this. Must felt good, right?
Oh yeah, that did. I wanted another cut. I was so upset I couldn't cut her. But like I don't know how bad it is now. I still have bruises on my elbows because I was hurting my elbow on her head by the third round. I just remember thinking at the end of the third round, I was like, you have a really hard head every time I started throwing elbows at it. But yeah, it always feels good to do a damage because that's my goal going in there.
All right, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Gillian.